Sorry about that. Forgot to turn my mic on. Is that better? And hopefully my yellow should go away here in a minute. You're hunting weeds too, obviously. Attributing RPMs. Nice. Well, we'll see what we find. So this was from the batch that we got from Rick it's like a few weeks ago now. Did I hear about Miss Ida? I did not hear anything about Miss Ida. So we already did one live stream and found one nice, pretty cool coin in it. It was I think it was like a retained cut or something like that, but it was pretty awesome. Nice. That's some nice finds. So yeah, when Rick sold us these, he did say that he hadn't searched them, but he had gotten a bunch more, and that he had found some pretty good stuff in it, including some that were uncirculated. So we've been going through them a bit to see what we find. Haven't found any uncirculated yet. Still hoping. It's been pretty much all 40s and 50s, as you know, you might expect the majority of them to be. But we found a couple of cool ones on the last time we were on stream and going through some, and we're going to go through some more tonight. All right, I'm gonna hold on the announcements for a bit till, see if we get a few more people in, and then our normal stream that we do on Mondays. Of course, I'll be redoing the announcements again anyway. So, and I'll probably be doing a side video about it as well. So, all right, let's see what we got on this first one for tonight. These have all just been sitting in a box until I can do these streams with you guys. So there we go. Let me switch to the scope. Let's see what we got. See, 1952D. A bit filled in, but that looks more like it might have been from being smushed than anything else. See, no doubling. It's like an EF. An EF Brown. If you guys didn't catch it, on the ANA's YouTube channel, Rick's got a 2-hour-long video on there that they just put up. Talking about what he knows best. He is the expert. He's talking about Indians and flying eagles, and actually gives quite a lot of really good information in that video, so I would recommend everybody go check that out. Is there any more rolls that America got? Not that I'm aware of. I know he was asking if there was any more 63 rolls on Monday, and I told him that we didn't have any. Or wait, no, that wasn't America. That was Bo that was asking. Hey, Bill. Yeah, America wasn't actually around this week for the stream. But we always get a lot of rolls from Rick, so there will always be chances to go through them and find stuff for the people to get them. Nothing interesting. 57 Denver. Yeah, so far for the most part, these are all been VFs and EFs. Definitely no really, really bad ones. Oops, spoke too soon. That one is beat up. This one's been through the ringer. 53 Denver. Might be something up with that mint mark. Let's have a look. Did I watch Danny's vid on errors? I did not. I don't know who Danny is. I don't know all the channels out there. No, that's nothing. You know, plus there's so many good channels out there nowadays. To try and watch all of them, there's just not enough time. But I do try and get around and at least watch a little bit from everybody when I can. How insane would it be to pull a 55 double die out of these? That would be nuts. Speaking of 55, there's a beat up one. That day got smashed. Got some goober going on there. I don't think that's anything. I think that's just something that got on the coin at some point. So what are you guys all up to? Anybody find anything good lately? I want to check out that D. Nope, that's nothing. That's just a ding. Just a ding. Now, granted, I'm not looking for every tiny little thing on these, so I'm sure I'm missing a lot because I don't look for all of the tiniest little things. I don't get that crazy with it. What the heck happened to this one? It's like somebody hit it with a tiny hatchet. Dropped letter on a quarter. Cool. Did you actually find one of those, or you're looking for one? Oh, hey, here's something that's not a 40 or a 30, or a 40 or a 50. Got a 39 with a bunch of goo on it. Looks like it's a plain date. I don't see a mint mark through the goo. Or is there a mint mark there? I can't tell. Found a nice one in the bank box. Nice. Yeah, I don't think there's a mint mark on that, so that's a plain date. 39 plain date. It looks like I got tar on it. 51 did Yeah, because I know some of you guys, some of you guys know like every little tiny thing to look for in wheats. You know, even the slightest little double dies or the, those RPMs and OMMs that you can barely see unless you're really looking. That kind of stuff I don't really look for. I just look for the obvious stuff. Like, if you just look at it and something jumps out, that's what I look for. $44D. Hey, Lady Jacks. So anybody got any plans for tomorrow for Halloween? I know COVID's got most stuff under wraps. It's like most places aren't even going to have trick-or-treating. I might have a die chip in the A. Maybe. Or it might have just got smushed. But that kind of looks raised. Yeah, maybe it's just me. Avoid the masses. Hey, whatever works. $10.48. So hopefully we find some cool stuff in here tonight. I know Ramon has bought. Hey, Aunt. You think the last memoir looks funny? I don't know which coin it was. Ramon has bought. Was it this one? Has bought over $100 face wheat rolls from us that we got from Rick that we never even opened. And he's found like RPMs and laminations and all kinds of stuff on those things. He's found like 300 different things. So hopefully we'll have some luck too. Is this one you were talking about yet? Yeah, that's just a... Looks like it just got a ding. Oh, it's all good. If you think you see something, say something. There's a very real possibility that I'll miss stuff on these for sure. So, shout it out. That's a 56D. Yeah, he's been, and then, he's been finding like retained cuds and all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah, it's always fun. And you get those, those old jars and old just where they threw them all into a jug or something. You never know what's going to be in theirs. Especially if they've been doing it for years. Because, to them, it was just a penny. Those are the kind of things that you can actually find, like 09 SVDBs and 14Ds and all that stuff. My wife knew a guy that had, I think it was like 5-gallon jugs full of wheat pennies. Because every time he found a wheat penny, he just threw it in there. Didn't look at the dates, nothing like that. He just threw them in there. And we kept trying to get him to sell them to us, and told him that we would give him 3-4 times face value for it all. And he kept saying he'd think about it, he'd think about it, he'd think about it. We found out eventually he put it all into a Coinstar, and I was like, dude, why? You could have made a lot of money instead of losing money on the Coinstar fees. Come on. Anyone ever heard of Cabbage Night? Years ago, wreaking havoc on a small town I lived in New York on the border. Eggs, toilet paper, goodness. I've never heard it called Cabbage Night, but I've definitely heard of egging and TPing. Yeah, I just look smushed. Smushed. But man, I was so bummed out when we found out that he just put that all in a Coinstar. Because who knows how much money he lost because of the Coinstar fee instead of profiting off of it from us. I have no idea how much face value pennies a 5-gallon jug can hold, but I bet it's a lot. Tonight was more fun than Halloween growing up where I lived. Well, hey, that's good. That's a very good question, Lady Jax. We don't know why he did it. That was just a dumb decision on his part. You were bad kids. I think all kids have their bad moments. These crazy kids. Trying to have fun at other people's expense. $55 Denver. So far, out of all of the last stream that we did, and now this stream with this first roll, and I have gone through probably like 10 rolls on my own off camera. That 39 plain date we found earlier during this stream is the first coin out of these that's not a 40 or a 50. So I'm hoping there will be more of lower dates. But it is not encouraging. Hey, Roadrunner. We are looking at wheats. More of those mixed rolls. So far we found one that's not from the 40s or 50s. It was a 39 plain date. Nothing interesting so far. No varieties or anything. But the search is young. Do. 1950 Denver. Nice. And 1920S, that's not a bad date. Especially for finding it in that good a condition. I think the best we've pulled out of here so far has been like EF. What is going on with that? Let me have a closer look at that. That's just damage. That just looked really weird for a second. Although that 4 is like really weak. You guys see that? Compared to the rest of the numbers, that 4 is like super weak. Actually, the 4 and the 6 are. What do you guys think? Possible greaser? Or maybe just dye polish that wore them out? Those are definitely weaker than all the rest of the devices everywhere. It's typical of the 46s. Crazy. $52. Kind of like Ghost 4 on a steel cent. I don't think I've ever noticed that. That. Not sure what that is. Minor greaseville dye. Okay, it's just a scratch. I probably should have put my glasses on before looking at these tonight, but oh well. I only need them for like reading, and my eyes have to adjust to them. But then once I've had them on and I take them off, my vision's like really blurry, so I don't like wearing them when I don't have to. Because, again, it's only for reading. I just have an astigmatism. Oh, it's seen some rough days. Yeah, focus. Focus. 47S. Clean S, no RPM or anything. Nothing. Nothing. Wow. This one's had a rough life. $19.45. It's got some dye wear. Try to secure BU rolls from 40 to present. Sent to halves. Oh yeah, some of those dates for sure you're gonna have high price. Definitely. Especially for BU rolls. I'm always on the lookout for BU rolls. Pretty much anything for pennies. Because I know how much you guys like them. Right now, the only thing we've got is like, we've got like a bunch of 74s. We have like 6 or 7 1974 plain date BU rolls right now. A couple of the 2020 Denvers. Probably some 2019s lying around somewhere. We've been selling a lot of BU rolls lately. That is just a ding. Oh yeah, my suppliers, it seems to come down to what mood they're in. When they're in a really good mood, then they give you the good prices. When they're not in a good mood, then that's when they're like wanting to try and get every dime out of you they can. That's where you just got to be patient and wait for the good days. Pick them up then. Oh yeah, definitely. You always want to build a good rapport with your suppliers. You know, being that I make my living in the coin world, you know, I am lucky as heck that I'm living in a town with Rick Snow and that I've built a good rapport with him. That has been amazingly lucky. And then we've also got Tony here in town, who's an expert in ancients that I've built up a pretty good rapport with as well. So he gives me some good deals sometimes. And then also my guy that I get 90% of my foreigns and silver and foreign silver from. Those are my 3 main dudes. All right, so that's it for that roll. Not much going on. Let me get these stacked up again real quick, and then we'll get to the next roll. But yeah, any of you that live in a town where you got to get, you know, coin dealers there, get in good with them. That's how you get the good deals. Unless you live in one of the towns where, like, the only coin dealer is a shyster, then maybe not so much. Speaking of foreign silver, I'll let that be my segue into one of our announcements. And again, like I said, I will bring this up again on Monday. And we're probably going to do a separate video just having some announcements and stuff that's going to pop up at some point. But, so we find ourselves right now in a situation, as you know, a lot of people do at times in their life, where we need to raise some cash. So we are going to actually be putting together a separate sale next week. Probably going to be, I don't have the day locked down yet. It'll probably be either Friday or Saturday. Hey, exactly. Most of our customers are from, you know, small towns and stuff, places that don't have coin shops. So yeah, we're actually going to be, they're going to be all coins pulled from our collection. And it's going to be mostly foreign silver. There's going to be some really old foreign coppers, 1800s. And some currency. So that's going to be coming up so that we can try and raise some money for some things that we need to get taken care of. So that's going to be separate from the Cheapskate stuff. It's, you know, it is a personal sale. So that we can just try and raise some money to take care of some things. So that's going to be coming up, and hopefully you guys will be able to help out and get some nice stuff for your collection, and it will really help us out. We've already had this past week, I actually sold almost $1,000 worth of our collection to Rick because we need the money. All right. And that includes my entire wheat and my entire Kennedy collection, and that hurt. I hated having to do that, but what gives the collection if you know, can't pay your bills to enjoy it, right? All right, roll number 2. Oh, let me get this other roll out of the way. I stacked it up. I didn't put it back in the roll. Give me a sec. Let me do this real quick. Back in the roll. Get back in there. Oh, for those of you that liked our aquariums video, I'll have an update video coming soon. We got some new critters. One of them's a pain in the butt. Oh, thanks, Roadrunner. That'd be awesome. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some early 1800s. Wanted to say, I think it's like cents, half cents, and farthings, primarily. Come on. I hate it when you get that 1 penny in a roll that won't go straight down. And you're just like wrestling with it to get it to go back right. And then, of course, you know, the foreign silvers, that's, you know, the stuff that we normally would never sell because that's, you know, ours and it's really nice. So that's things like our Egypt, really good Egypt coins. And the Turks and Caicos coins. And the rare coins. And, yeah. But, gotta do what you gotta do. We'll replace it all later when we get things situated better. COVID's got everybody going crazy. And then having to... Okay, back to this. Having to get the... You know, pay for 2 pairs of glasses and to get 2 teeth removed and pay cash all in 1 week really took a number. Any more Canadian half dollars? No, I sold every single one I had to Rick. My whole collection, and it was almost a full collection. The only things I were missing were things like, you know, the solid gold 14 and the... What else was I missing? Of course, the 64 SMS, obviously, I didn't have. Most of the proofs I didn't have. I was just starting to really get into getting the proofs. But basically everything else I had. I had the enhanced hair. I had the special 14 silver strike. I had the special rocket ship one. I had the proof finish. Kennedys are my favorite coins, so now I'm going to have to start my collection from scratch. But I guess that's half the fun, right, is to find it all. And then even the wheat collection, the only things we were missing was the, we didn't have the 1909 SVDB, we didn't have the 1909S, and we didn't have the 14D. And then, of course, you know, the wheat proofs we didn't have. But everything else we had. We were almost done with our wheat collection. So, that was kind of rough, too. But we'll get it all again, eventually. That'll be the third time we've had to do a coin collection dump just because we needed money. And we've always ended up replacing it all. So, we will again. For sure. Build it better than it was before. Bought the Mensac Kennedy half dollar from you. Must confess, you had more than you thought. Did you find something on it? People find stuff on coins that we get all the time. Because the stuff that we get for Cheapskate Coins, we don't search them. I know new people probably question whether or not we're telling the truth on that. But we don't search them. So those of you that have found a bunch of like errors and varieties on the coins you've gotten from us, you guys know we don't search them. What do you guys think? Is that just smushed or is that a die chip? In the B. What's your thoughts? So yeah, I have no doubt if you got something from us and found something really good. And that's all good. You know, we hope you guys do. That way you're getting an even better deal. Heck, I have one memory. It was Ken Peavy. Before he passed. We had just a bunch of, they were just BU 64 dimes. And he just bought them to buy them. Just to have some silver dimes on hand. And I think he discovered 3 of them were triple dies. So, maybe, why not? Well, yeah, of course, because if you found it, you don't want to undersell yourself. I don't know. I think I'm just going to go with damage on that one. That's weird, though. That almost makes it look like there's an R on top. That's kind of neat. Doesn't that almost look like it's an R over a B? Or a B over an R? That looks kind of cool. All right. Moving on. I'm sure it's just damage. Some die wear on the W. Oh, just letting people know if you searched it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we do too. Like, you know, once we get done going through these, all of these rolls are going to be in one of our sales eventually, and we'll let you guys know. These were the ones from the streams. So these are the ones that we went through. But I'm sure they'll still find stuff that I missed. Ooh, that one's very dark. Oh, you guys want to see something cool? As we're looking at and talking pennies, I'll show you guys something that's on the list for this coming Monday. I think I put it on there. Yeah. I'll grab it here in a sec. Ooh, that one's had a rough life. Yeah, let me grab it real quick. This thing is awesome. Over there. So this is one of the items that's on the list for this coming Monday for any of you that are on the mailing list. I got this from Rick Snow, as you can tell from the holder. 1970D, 50% off center, AU. And it's awesome because it's one of them that it has the date and the mint mark intact. The rest of that is all just blank planchet. So that is very cool. I think they missed. They're all 53 Denver. Give me something cool. I think most people are in bed right now. Or I'm just talking to myself. Oh, you don't got to do that, man. I mean, if you do, thank you, but you don't have to. Was it something that good? The heck did you find? 1974D DDO FS 101. Cool. Oh, like I said, I'm not surprised that I didn't see it. Because, you know, just the sheer volume of coins that we go through, we don't have time to look at everything. And I've never been the best at catching DDOs. Even when I am trying. So, that doesn't surprise me at all. Prime high graded example. So, I don't know, let's have a look real quick. If I lag out for a second, I apologize. Let's have a peek. So, PCGS coin fact. So that's the 74D. I'm pretty sure this one will be on there, I would think. Oh, yeah. I guess it's a big enough one that it has its own slot. You don't even have to dig for it. It's a DDO, right? Yep, DDO. And what grade are you thinking it is? Oh yeah, if you even get up to Mint State 65, you're already looking at 150 bucks. 66. Only 11 have ever been graded at a 66. PCGS has that at 1,250. And you probably got it from us for what, $3? I'd say that was a good buy for you. $66 plus or minus. Well, if it's a 66 plus, that's going to give you the top pop because 66 is the highest ever graded. So, yeah, that's definitely going to turn into being a very, very nice return on that coin for you. Definitely. Oh, that's fine, man. You can tell us. I don't want anybody to ever feel bad because they got a coin from us for $3 and sold it for 1,000. That just makes us happy for you that you got something that cool. You know, our only hope on it is just come back and get some more. That's all we ever ask. Just come back and pick up a few more things. Send people that you know over. That helps us out the most. And heck, you got a great story to tell them. You say, hey, you should go to these guys. I got this for $3 and sold it for 1,000. Well, there you go. There's how you can return the karma. Just keep grabbing stuff from us and send people our way. Tell people to come like our channel so we can finally get that 1,000 mark that we've been trying to get for 2 years. I'd watched an whole video on, I don't remember whose channel it was now, but it was one of their old videos from last year. And I didn't even know that they'd done a shout out for us during the course of the video, but they did, and they showed our channel. Because nobody ever tells us when they do shout outs, so we just kind of have to stumble across it so that we can thank them. But I'd stumbled across this one, and it was almost kind of depressing because our subscribers, during that video when he showed our channel, and again, this is a year ago, or a little over a year ago that this video was posted up, is only 100 less than it is now. So in 1 year, we've only been able to get like 100 subscribers. So we need to work on that. You don't want people to think they can roll over you for cherry picking. Hey, I'm sure they could probably cherry pick the heck out of us. And you know what? I'm fine with that. If I don't see something they do, great for them. Awesome. Yeah, that's why I've been trying to get back to doing more videos like these and, you know, all that. So that way we're doing more than just sales. So we can, you know, try and get our subscriber base up more. Draw more people in. Spread the coin love. Of course, last time when the first roll hunt that we did through these rolls, I still had people trying to buy stuff from me during that stream, and I kept having to tell them, I was like, no, I'm not going to sell you anything right now. This is just a hangout. You want to buy something? Shoot me an email. It was fun, though. I wanted to say, I think it was like either Aaron or Taylor that were trying to get me to sell them stuff during that. Oh yeah, we've gone out of our way to make sure that we're not that kind. And in fact, you know, I'm not going to mention any names. I'm sure you know who they are. But, you know, these channels that allow people to get into bidding wars just for the sake of beating each other so they end up selling stuff for 3 times what it's worth, that just aggravates me seeing that. Because that just hurts the hobby. And it's a lot of reason why we decided that we weren't going to really do auctions, that we were just going to do sales and just have everything be buy it nows. That way nobody has the opportunity to try and you know, crazy bid things up. And, you know, the competition portion of it for our stream is just that you got to be the fastest. Which I know gives a bit of an edge to people, you know, with faster computers and faster internet and all that kind of thing. But you know, one of the downsides of working online is that, you know, you can't be perfect for everybody as far as the technology goes. Some people are just going to be in higher latency than others. But, you know, that's why we do the mailing list, so that they have the option to do it that way. That's why we always tell everybody, if you want something, shoot us an email. We'll let you know if we have it or if we can get it. That way everybody has the opportunity to get what they want. Keep it honest, keep it fair, keep the prices good. So that way, you know, because I want you guys all, when you get coins from us, I want you guys to know that, you know, if down the road you decide you want to take those coins and flip them, you're going to be able to. Now, yeah, there is an occasional time where, you know, we'll sell something and it's basically like right at list price. But usually that's because, you know, it just has to do either with what we paid for it, so we have to, so we don't lose money on it. Or it's just something that it's that rare. So it's like, if you're going to buy this, you're going to pay for it. And in fact, the only times I've ever put something out at a higher price than what the list prices were for it. And if you ever see me do that, this is a little insider tip to me for anybody who's still sticking around watching. If you ever see me selling a coin for a list price or for a price that's higher than the catalog list, that means I don't really want to sell it. So if anybody wants to get it out of my fingers, I'm going to make you pay extra. You're more of an archaeological numismatist than a collector. Hey, that's whatever, man. That's, like I always say, half the fun is finding it, right? In your case, it's most of the fun. Nothing wrong with that at all. You know, the folks like you that, you know, you don't really care about keeping them, you just have fun finding them. You're just as important to the hobby as anybody else. Because you guys are the ones that find the stuff. And you guys are the ones that find the new stuff. Because, you know, you're the type that you guys are the ones that'll compare every coin and find that one little thing that's different. And go through the process of submitting it and everything to get it verified so that we have a new cataloged error. So, yeah, you guys are very important. I always have the same struggle that most dealers have that are also collectors of wanting to keep half the coins that we're selling. But I have to distinguish between our coins and the coins that belong to the business. And then, of course, eventually, you know, I'll end up pulling coins from our collection and throwing them into sales. Because, you know, I'll be like, whatever. Somebody will like it. So, yeah. And then we replace them with new ones. And then we sell them again. And then we replace them with new ones. And then we sell them again. See, I guess to an extent I'm kind of that way. In the sense that I like putting the collections together. But, like, once it's full, I have no problem selling it, and then I'll just put a new one together. I'll do it again. I find that to be fun. It's just a ding. Nothing going on. Nothing. 51 Denver. Now, it would be cool to find an actual, like, really cool error variety on camera. That would be really neat. If you can verify your latest challenge, then you can really set a benchmark. Well, hey, if you do, make sure you let us coin community know about it. That way, you know, we got the story of saying we can remember when. See, now what we need is we need guys like you. But we need guys like you working with foreign coins and writing books on the foreign coins and getting the resources out there for foreign coins, because that is something that the hobby is desperately missing, is having good, solid information on foreign coins on a lot of things, as far as like catalogs, varieties, and errors, and in a lot of cases, even mintage numbers. There's no record posted anywhere on stuff. So foreign coins are a monster that need to get tamed. Which, I mean, that'd be something I would even try and get into if I had the time, but I am just crazy busy all the time right now. Because, I mean, you guys know me, I love the world coins. Been looking for Henning's last die pair, data counterfeit nickel. Someone onto the trail. Hey, 9 dimes. Now, is that one of the known ones of the Hennings? Or is that like one that's a rumored one to exist and you're trying to prove it? He admitted to authorities of 6 dies. With unknown one date not told. Okay, so you're just trying to find out what the date was? I know there's definitely a collector base out there for the Hennings. If I've ever seen one, like if I ever came across one in a roll, I probably would not even realize it. I would probably just think it was a nickel. I do not have a lot of knowledge about the Hennings other than I know they exist. I know there's collectors for them. And I know there's only a few years of them. Oh, very cool. Well, hey, hopefully you solved the mystery. If you do, that'd be definitely one way to concrete your name in numismatic history. Alright. Something going on next to the 4 there. That is raised. From certain angles, that almost looks like a lamb. But it also just kind of looks like it's smushed from other angles. Sweet. What do you think? Think that just got smushed in a weird way? On that 4? Yeah. Excuse me. All right. That's it for roll number 2. Nothing interesting at all on that one. Let me get it back into the wrap. And I'll grab out roll number 3. Yeah, one of the things that Rick talks about in the new video that he did for the A&A for their E-Academy series. It's on their YouTube channel for anybody that wants to go check it out. I also put links to it on our Facebook and the YouTube coin community. He's trying to make a case for the 56 Flying Eagles that they should just be classified as being circulated coins, not as patterns like they are right now. And his argument for it is because with the proofs that were produced for that year, they started off with making 850 of them as pattern coins, and those were the ones that went to like members of Congress and stuff. And then some of them started to get out to the public through, auctions and whatnot. And in 1857, people started going to the mint asking them to make more and sell them to them. So they did. They actually minted approximately 1,500 more and sold them to collectors of the 56 proofs. And again, these were minted in 1957, not 56. And he does tell you how to tell the difference between which year they were done. And so he's trying to make a case that they should quit being classified as a pattern coin and just call them as a circulating coin of the series, as just a legit part of the series. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Roll at number 3. God. I just dropped roll number 3. You know somebody with 6 of them? Dang. Yeah, Rick's got like 3 or 4 right now. Hey, last time I checked on his eBay, he had one of them for sale. It was one of the 56 proofs. He had it for sale for, I think it was like $48,000 or something like that. You know, cheap coin. How about one of top pops? Nice. Yeah, I'm constantly learning more about flying eagles from Rick. Because, you know, not only through the video, you know, what videos he does plus his books, but also because I see him every week. So I'm always talking to him about various different things. So anytime he's got the time to talk about coins, I am glued to listening because, you know, it's like learning from the master. Which, by the way, for anybody who didn't know, if you didn't see our 1,000 sub giveaway video, for once we finally get there, we have all 3 of Rick's books, and we are giving them all away when we hit 1,000 subs. That's going to be 2 of the giveaways. One of them is going to be a small book, and then one person is going to get both of the Uber books. That has everything you ever would need to know about flying eagles and Indians. And it's about $150 value in those 2 books. And they're all autographed. I made sure he signed them all for you guys, for whoever wins them. Does it look like a die clash, or is it just me? Yep, that is. That's a die clash. That is a clash of the obverse onto the reverse. That's cool. Sweet. So 49D die clash. I wonder if you can see anything on the obverse from it clashing. Don't see anything. So just on the reverse. Sweet, we found something. We found a die clash. Let me get a holder real quick. Forgot to grab some before I started. Yeah, I saw something that looked for a second like it might have been. Like kind of right in there. But I'm not confident enough to say that it is. Because it's just not. I mean, if it is, it's super faint. So I'm just going to call it die clash reverse. So that was 1949 Denver. Wheat cent. Die clash. Reverse. And that's what, like a fine? Yeah, we'll call that a fine. You can fine. All right. Awesome. Got a fine. Moving on. VF. You think it's a VF? It could be. I have a really bad tendency of undergrading things. I was asking Rick about some of the coins that I sold him over the past week. Because they were coins that I graded, a while back when I first got them in the collection, and I didn't know a lot about grading yet. And he kept popping up saying, well, no, this one's actually higher, this one's actually higher, this one's actually higher, and he was pointing out why. So, like, a lot of them I had undergraded. But I'd rather be under than over, Alright, I switched that to VF. I'm going to take your word for it, Roadrunner. I switch it to VF. Alright. Moving on. See if we find anything else cool. That's the upside down variety. So are you into the toned coins at all, Roadrunner? Like not the basic tone, but like the ones that have really cool, like bright rainbow toning on them. Like the purples and reds and greens. Those are just scratches. That's another thing we kind of collect. Anytime we find coins with really cool rainbowy coloring on them, we hang on to them. We like them. I like the older proof scents, like the wheat proofs. How they tend to turn that purple color. I think that looks freaking cool. I don't know what it was about those, but they always seem to go purple. That was a late state die. The L was almost polished off. You can always tell, for anybody who's here or anybody who's watching this in replay, coins wear evenly. So if you have one spot on the coin where like a letter or a number is almost completely gone, but everything else is really sharp, that usually means one of two things. Either it was a grease-filled die, or it was a late state die and they had polished the heck out of the die to keep making more coins out of it, and that digit had gotten basically polished off. So if you ever see that on a coin, that is what is going on. In some cases, you might find a premium on one where it's the polish, if it polished something all the way off, but usually not. When you hear damage excuses. Oh. I just get a picture of it for you guys at some point. Rick's got a big sign in his shop now. That's a recent addition. It says... it's the first thing your eyes go to when you walk in the front door. It says, "Don't worry, we're used to customer asking stupid questions." I got a kick out of that. I am constantly giving him crap, though, because they stole the Philadelphia Eagles emblem for their new hats that they wear. And they're not their hats, their masks, sorry. Their masks have the Philadelphia Eagles eagle on them. And that's my team, is the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm always telling them, like, yeah, you're like committing copyright infringement. Change it. Make your own.
Hi, guys.
Hello, hello. Found a die clash.
Cool.
Roadrunner graded it.
Cool.
I said it was a fine. He said it was a VS. So I'm taking his word for it. Nothing. Yeah, he said he found some close to BUs in the ones that he went through. I'm hoping we find something that nice soon. See one down in the pile has got some color on it. Let's look at this one.
Nope.
Ew, no, that one's tore up. Definitely not. How about this one? Nope, not on that one. That one's almost an AU. It's a brown, but it's almost an AU. If not an AU, it's definitely a high VF on this one. I mean, I still got luster. But, I mean, it's just a 56D, so it's not really...
Spectacular.
Yeah, not really worth hanging on to. Those are not hard to find in BUs.
42.
42 plain. Nothing. The Cameron News bargain bucket. Oh yeah. Rick doesn't have like the typical bargain bucket, but what he's got is he's got a $2 bin, and then he's got a face plus 50-cent bin, and I find a lot of good stuff in those sometimes. And a lot of times it'll be stuff that, I mean, I've gotten silver under melt out of his $2 bin. And it's just because, you know, for him, if it's not worth at least a certain dollar amount, he doesn't really care. He's like, whatever. Just give somebody, you know, let somebody have fun finding a really good deal. So, like, for example, this will be in one of the upcoming shows. I got one of those, like, aftermarket nickel collections that's got the... Oop. God damn it. My computer just reset. Okay, no, it didn't. It just went to sleep. Sorry. Okay, what I was saying is one of those aftermarket nickel sets. I thought my computer reset, but it didn't. It just went into sleep mode. I apparently accidentally bumped a button on my keyboard and made it sleep. But, you know, it was out of his $2 bin, and just one of the coins in it is a war nickel. And then it's also got like a Buffalo and a Via nickel and a Jefferson nickel. So, I mean, let's melt on a war nickel right now. Let's see. Coinflation, come to me. Yeah, melt on a war nickel right now is $1.33. So, I mean, there's $1.33 worth of silver just in that, and that's just one of the coins that was in that little set. So that was a heck of a deal in my opinion. Getting that for $2. Why not? Yeah, I don't remember which war nickel it was, but I mean, at that point, at $2, does it really matter? Considering you're getting a V nickel, a Buffalo nickel, and a Jefferson nickel with it as well. No, that's just smushed. Good to be a bottom feeder. Heck yeah, we find the good stuff. It's like dumpster diving. I'm not afraid to say I've done my fair share of dumpster diving in my day. And I have gotten some really good stuff out of dumpsters because I'm not afraid to jump in there and grab it. My wife, on the other hand, like, she can see diamonds in there and she will not get in there to get it. She'll be like, yeah, I don't care. I'm like, you're an idiot. Oh, yeah, definitely. I can't count the number of working stereos that I've pulled out of dumpsters. I've pulled a few working TVs, working computers. You know, and a lot of it is just because, you know, it's a dumpster that happens to be where, you know, somewhat wealthy people live. And there was nothing wrong with what they had. They just upgraded it to the next model and just threw the other one out. Nothing wrong with it. They just tossed it. Yeah, exactly. It's like this neighborhood dumpsters. I mean, yeah, there's still going to be some gross stuff in there, but, you know, if you find something that's good, grab it. You can find jewelry, you can find all kinds of stuff. Ew, that's nasty. Nasty looking coin. I remember a long time ago, back when the video store still existed, you know, before Netflix and all that, I used to look behind the Hollywood video dumpster all the time because they'd have days that they would, you know, basically just dump a bunch of, you know, they have video cassettes. You know, this is back in the days of VHS. They'd have VHS tapes that people would just bring in and say, oh, it didn't work. You know, whatever. And usually it was just because they, you know what they did. They took it home, they watched it, and brought it straight back and said it didn't work so they could grab something else. And I don't know about all the Hollywood videos, but at least the one that I lived by, they didn't even check them. If you brought one in and said that it didn't work, it was messed up, whatever, they didn't even question it. They just threw it in a pile. And eventually they would take that whole pile, and usually it would fill the dumpster. And I would always try and catch it right after they did it and grab them all and take them all home. Because most of them, like some of them, yeah, some of them were screwed up. But most of them were perfect. There was nothing wrong with them. And, this was back 99, 2000. So, at one point, we ended up with like, this is like 18 copies of Mask of Zorro and a bunch of copies of The Mummy and a bunch of other movies. And we were selling them. We would go and sell them to people for, a couple of bucks a piece. And of course, we built up a pretty extensive video library back in that time by doing that. Ooh, big old gash out of this one. Oh, yeah, every now and then, if you got lucky, you'd hit the day when they, just got rid of all the video games that people said didn't work. You end up getting video game systems and games, and they worked just fine. Because they were dumb and didn't check. They just took the customer's word for it. That's called profiting off of lazy employees. I'm surprised we haven't even come across a Woody yet. I know something I would love to get at some point if I could ever actually find one again would be one of the old TurboGrafx 16 game systems. Not a lot of people even knew those things were a thing, even when they were a thing. But at the time, they were the best gaming system out. They had the best graphics, the best everything. The only reason they died was because they could only have one controller plugged in, so there was no, head-to-head two-player ability with it, which of course ended up killing it. Oh yeah, some of those old games, like if the original Zeldas are like well over $100 for the original first Zelda. That's just dieware. And then another one that most people never knew ever existed was called the Neo Geo. And that thing was freaking amazing. The graphics on that were just insane. The Neo Geo came out right about the time that the PlayStation came out, the first PlayStation, the PS1. And it was the only other CD game system on the market at the time. But the fact that it was expensive as hell, and the fact that even after a year of it being out, there was only like 8 games for it, because the games that were just expensive as hell to produce because of everything that went into it, there just wasn't a market for it. You stopped playing after the second PlayStation. I want a PS2. But I want to find the original, the first gen PS2 that was downward compatible with the PS1. The one that you could actually play PS1 games on, and it could fit the PS1 memory cards. That's the one I want to find, but those are tough to find. Even the GameStops here said that it's been forever since they've seen one of those available. Yeah, the marketing on it wasn't great, but it was very expensive. It was like 3 times the price of a PlayStation. And the games were like double the price of the PlayStation games. But the graphics on it were freaking insane. All right, roll number 4. But before we do roll number 4, I'm going to go have a cigarette. So I will be back shortly. Hopefully when I get back I won't be talking to myself. Oh yeah, PS1s, we still find those at like a Bookman's every now and again here in town. So I'll leave you with a view of a pile of wheats. This is going to be the next pile we're going through. Nicotine sounds good. Yeah, I'm going to go have a cigarette real quick. We don't smoke inside, so I'm going to go jump outside and have a smoke real quick. I will be right back, then we'll go through some more pennies. And I'm going to refill my drink. Alrighty. I'm back. Hopefully there's somebody watching. Switching back to scope view. You still there, Roadrunner? Or am I all by my lonesome? I know it's late at night, so most people are in bed. So I'll probably wrap it up after this roll. Catching up on celestial mechanics. Cool. Now you're talking about stuff that I know. Because I am a science buff. If you're on Facebook and you've ever seen anything from IRD Science pop up, that's actually me. That's my science community that I created. It's got a YouTube channel too, but I've never used it. Not really. I threw together a couple of videos a while back that were basically like video from the ISS orbiting the Earth. Black hole. Did you see that in an I forgot what galaxy it was, but they just watched a star get spaghettified by a black hole in another galaxy? That was kind of cool. Spaghettification. Oh yeah, I think a lot of people felt that way. Just wait till they finally get the freaking James Webb up there. And then now they're already working on the successor to the James Webb that's going to be even more powerful than both of those combined. Oh, same here. We're already, what, like 4 years overdue for them getting that freaking thing into space. That's just smushed. There's a part of me that's almost hoping. Is that a lamination error on his head, or is that just me? There's a part of me that's almost hoping there'll be something wrong with it when they get it up there. Because of how much time and how much money has been invested into that thing, you know there's no way they're just going to let that thing be up there broken. So that they're going to send people out there to fix it, and that'll be the farthest humans have ever gone. Yep, that's lamination errors. It's peeling up on his head. It's peeling up a little bit right there next to the W. That is a lamb. Nice. So it's a 57 Denver Lamb Obverse. Kind of curious whatever happened with the Vasimer drive. Because that was supposed to be like the big thing that if it worked, then it was, astronauts could get to Mars in like 30 days. And then you just kind of quit hearing anything about it. Oh, right. Probably not as stupid as the person that programmed Pathfinder, though. The guy that for the landing for Pathfinder to land on Mars, and he did the calculations in feet, but then he programmed the lander in meters. So it basically hit the surface of Mars at like 800 miles an hour. Sweet. 2 fines for the night. Oh, they've had ideas for nuclear drives for a while. They're worried about the danger of what happens if the rocket or their ship, whatever, that takes it up there blows up, and then you spread radioactive material into the atmosphere. That's the only reason they haven't done it yet, is just because of the threat. Oh no, the Vasimer was that was the propulsion system that Ad Astra was working on. That was the magnetoplasma drive. It was superheated plasma kept in a magnetic field and then hyper accelerated out the back end. And it was supposed to be tested on the International Space Station for using it as a readjusting test, and as far as I know, still hasn't happened yet. They haven't been able to test one in space yet. But all of the stats they were talking about for it, they were saying that if it worked the way they think it's supposed to, then it would cut down a trip from Earth to Mars to 30 days. Trying to remember exactly what it stands for. But is it acronym? No. Whatever. The letters is I want to say, if I remember right, it's VASIMR. Vasimer. I don't know. That's going to bug me. Hang on a sec. Ad Astra Vasimer Drive. Yeah, here's a link. That's a link to the Ad Astra page about the drive. But with how badly we need new technology for space propulsion, I would think they'd be eager to get that thing up there to test it. Because if it does work, and it can actually get a ship going that fast, that is freaking amazing. Yeah, the one thing that we really need, and I'm honestly surprised Elon Musk hasn't jumped on this yet, is we need a ship that stays in space. That it would be a huge thing. So that way they don't have to worry about launching the big ship. They just have to worry about getting it built up there. And it just be the travel platform. And you have a smaller ship that you take off from Earth, go up, dock with the big ship, and then have a lander on it. So when you go to Mars or wherever you're going, you take the smaller lander, go down, land, do what you're going to do, and have the lander have enough oomph that it can get off the surface back up to the big ship and fly the big ship home. Three-month faster turnaround is in what, to be able to produce, or is that a 3-month faster turnaround for travel from somewhere to another? Well, I mean, the present system is just the standard liquid fuel rockets. We all know how inefficient those things are. I know they're working on the Starshot program to have I don't know if you remember what that is. That's they wanted to take the and make a probe that's basically, you know, just a tiny little probe, and connect it to the biggest solar sail they've ever made, and fire a bunch of super high power lasers at it to get it going up to half the speed of light, and send it down to Proxima Centauri. That was the brainchild of Stephen Hawking, the Starshot program. They wanted to try and do it to see if they could actually get readings from the planet that is orbiting Proxima Centauri, that's in the habitable zone. It'd be the first time they'd ever sent a probe past a planet in another solar system. And it would take it basically 8 years to get there, and then 4 years for the information to get back. So you're talking about a 12-year round trip for the information. I think that would be a cool thing to do. But going back to what I was talking about, you know, about building a big ship that just stays in space all the time. I think if somebody would just do it, whether it be, you know, NASA or one of the other space agencies around the world, or somebody like Elon or another company just pop up and do it, I think that would be a big boon to the space programs all around the world, because I think that would really give a jump to people wanting to do things like building a base on the moon, especially for the purposes of refueling, because that would be so much easier to do from the moon than from Earth, because you have a lot less gravity to worry about. You know, and then who knows, maybe after that, you know, plus they could use experimental drive systems and all kinds of stuff on it. And who knows, maybe after that, somebody would, you know, decide, hey, let's take it that next level and create a generational ship. And, you know, we have all of these planets that we found that are the best candidates for being the ones that could support life. And we'll have more data from it as we get these new telescopes up there and start getting the spectra from their atmospheres as they transit in front of their stars. So pinpoint which one's got the best, absolute best readings to show it might already even have life there. And send a human generational ship there. That would be freaking awesome. Well, we've had ion drives for a while. We have satellites up there right now. Dawn, I think it is. The one that's orbiting Vesta right now. Runs off of an ion drive. Ion drives are great. They're incredibly efficient. The problem with them is that their acceleration is terrible. That's the only downside of an ion drive. So yeah, theoretically, an ion drive can get up to, you know, if you got enough fuel to run, an ion drive can get you to the, you know, right on the threshold of the speed of light, as close as you can get to the limit. But it takes forever to get there. Another strike through, or not strike through, another die clash. You can just see the imprint of Lincoln's bust. Cool. 1941 die clash. Nice. 6-gen reactors, cycling fuel, power itself is feasible. Oh yeah, it's definitely feasible. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that they need something to get the acceleration going as well. They're good for long duration, I'll say that. But for something like a trip to Mars, you wouldn't want to use an ion drive. Because if you sent a standard ship to Mars right now and you sent a ship with an ion drive to Mars, the chemical propulsion rocket ship will beat the ion drive there. Because it's got better acceleration. That's 1941 plane. That was die clash. Reverse. I'm going to call that a fine. Well, that's why that's why I say they should try the Vasmers, because the Vasmers, the acceleration on those things is supposed to be really good. I don't know if you clicked on the link or not that I gave you, but those engines are supposed to be like crazy good. And I would like to, I don't know, I'd like to see one finally get tested. You know, there's people that every day have new theories about ways that we can speed up, or, you know, speed that we can go in space. But until they get some of these systems up there to test them, that's all they are, is theories. And that leads back to what I said. If somebody would build a ship up there that just stays in space, that gives them a test platform to test it on. Oh yeah, that's because the plasma engines, when that fuel comes out the end, it can be coming out at incredibly high speeds. So you're talking about high speed acceleration. When that thing gets fired up. And the magnetic restriction is basically, how tight can you get the restriction, and that's how fast you can get it to go. I think I saw something lately that somebody's got an idea for the... I wanted to say I think NASA did look at this, but somebody had an idea for the first possible, somewhat feasible antimatter drive. They actually came up with a system that is actually a lot like Star Trek. in the way that their containment system works. And that would be just a ridiculous thing if we could actually create a safe antimatter drive. Yeah, that's another good thing about plasma is the fact that it can actually give the ship maneuverability. You could use a system that's exactly the same as what the F-22 uses. And that thing would be able to almost turn on a dime. It'd just be a plasma version instead of a turbine system. But, the other thing you got to think about too, though, and this is another thing that a plasma drive gives you a benefit on, is, say you build a drive that can get you up to, 15% the speed of light. If you're going to put people on that ship, you got to be able to slow down too. And that's another good thing about plasma drives is that all they have to do is reverse the flow and send it out the other end, and you're slowing down. And it will actually slow it down fairly quickly, relatively speaking. I mean, going that fast, you're going to still take it, probably a month to slow down. Nothing. Pretty much. Now, if you want to go old school, you can just do the old Orion system. Just create a few 100,000 small nuclear warheads that you take with you. Have a giant blast plate on the back of the ship. You shoot the nuclear warheads out the back of the ship and detonate them once every 4 seconds. You do that for 30 days, you're at, I think it's 30% the speed of light? But, again, that was always an issue I had with the Orion system is, okay, great. Let's say you can make that many nuclear warheads. Let's say you can spit them out and safely detonate them all at the, exactly right without accidentally blowing your ship up from the inside out. And now you're at 30% the speed of light. What do you have planned on the system to slow you down later? Because it's not like you're just going to be now ejecting more, nuclear warheads out the front of the ship to slow you down. Alrighty, that's the last one for that roll. Jet sledding. Alright. I'm going to call it a night, guys. Thanks for hanging out. It's fun talking video games and science with you. We've got a few finds. What do we get? We got 2 die clashes and a lamb. So that's kind of cool. So, alright. I will see everybody on Monday with our standard sales stream. Thank you for hanging out. I'm getting out of here. Everybody have a great night and a great weekend.